What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another 100 runs video. I haven't done one of these in such a long time, so I'm actually really excited. We covered one of my favorite instances, and I feel like I don't go there enough for how fantastic it is. But the instance that I ran 100 times today is Scarlet Monastery. So Scarlet Monastery is really nice and simple. All you have to do if you are Horde is obviously port to Undercity, and then it's just right over here. And if you're Alliance, I always recommend going on a Druid, just because as Alliance you can port to the hinterlands right here, and then just fly northwest. So really easy to go and get to. The dungeon, so for me, I can run it in slightly less than half an hour for all 10 runs. If you don't have a full speed set, then it might take you a little bit longer, but it is such a short and sweet dungeon that, like, honestly, I really recommend going and doing that. But without further ado, let's talk about what I got in my 100 runs. So, so these greens here, I do have a couple of blues that are like really low in value that I kept just because they have a really high sell rate. Like this one here, the Stone Grip Gauntlets, 0.04 sell rate, but it's only 137 gold. But I was like, I think I'm going to keep it just to to show it. Same with this one here, Resplendent Guardian. Apparently it is a Scarlet Monastery, Scarlet Halls, like a zone drop there. So not really worth it. I'm going to sell it just because it's like 1,000 gold, but not really impressed with the blues and greens that we got here. Like these are the ones that I kept, and as I was like pulling them from my guild bank to make this video, I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna sell most of these on the auction house, honestly. What you're going for is not the greens. I mean, they're nice. They do add value to your bag, but honestly, you're going here for dungeon specific blues because they are fantastic. So back in the day, they actually were removed from the game. So that means when they were reintroduced, they still had really high values to them. Now there are some super items out of Scarlet Monastery, kind of like not as rare as Uldaman, but definitely like it's gonna take you a hot minute to try and get it from Scarlet Monastery. So I was hoping that I would get some of them. I don't think my rarest item is a super item. However, I have never seen it drop before, and I've run a lot of Scarlet Monastery. But so some of the Scarlet set pieces are basically the super items, and then I think there's like Fight Club as well. But just a couple of really expensive items. But let's go over what I got. So the cheapest out of my exciting loot here would be the Orb of Deception. I used to go for a lot more. I think it's just so easy to farm up nowadays. It has a really high sell rate, which is why I wanted to highlight it. The sell rate is 0.08 and it's going for about 20k region market value. So not terrible. Now the next one up, I actually got two of these and I'm like, of all of the things to get two of, I'm like, not this one. Beguiler's Robes unfortunately has a really low sell rate of 0.01, but it has a region market value of a 111k, which is absolutely insane. Like I'm so shocked that I not only got one, but I got two of these. Like that's insane. Like I I can't even fathom. It's going to take me forever to sell both of them. But once I do, it'll be a very nice payday for me. Next up, we have the Blood Spiller. It's only 11k, but again, this is a zone specific drop for Scarlet, for the two Scarlet dungeons actually. Not bad. Kind of a cool looking weapon. We can look at the Beguiler's Robes too. They're very generic, I feel like. Very generic. Next up, we have the Sunblaze Coif. This here is a region market value of 81k. Again, kind of ho-hum, but it was removed from the game, so therefore like the prices are still really high for it because it is hard to find. Like you can't go in there. Like I feel like I got really lucky this 100 runs, but you're not guaranteed to always have such a fantastic amount of loot basically. Next up we have the Skullflame Shield. This is like the coolest shield ever. I love this. I sell these so quick. It has a 0.03 sell rate here and the region market value is 91k. It's actually like I'm making this video ASAP because it actually is going for 135,000 gold on my server. So I'm really excited about that. So to go back to the Sunblaze Coif real quick, it is a 0.01. So the rest of these here have all been 0.01 minus the Orb of Deception. So these other ones, like they have such high prices, but they're going to take a while to sell. Whereas the Skullflame Shield, it's so fast to sell just because it looks so cool, honestly. Next up, we have just another world drop. You can get the brain hacker, and you can get the skull flame shield from honestly like anywhere. Like I was really surprised the first time skull flame shield dropped in Scarlet Monastery, but this is actually my second time getting it. So this one's just kind of actually, I was gonna say it's kind of ho hum, but it's kind of ho hum from like the front angle. But over here, like it has a face. Like that's kind of cool. And then finally, I think my item that I guess would be closest to a super item out of Scarlet Monastery for me would be the Silver Blade. I've never ever seen it drop before. It has a region market value of 207k on my server. Sorry, there's region market value of 207k, 0.04 sell rate, and there are 0 up on the auction house. And like, I don't think there's been one up since I got this item like a couple weeks ago. Like absolutely crazy. I've been dying to post this on the auction house. So I don't know what I'm going to post it at. I guess maybe go off of the region market value for now and then see from there. But yeah, I've never seen this in all of the times that I've run Loot Appraiser challenges. Never seen this drop. I've seen all of the others drop, like Sunblaze Coif. Someone else got it while we were doing the 100 runs through this. Like I always host this as a Loot Appraiser challenge to kind of see what everybody else gets, right? So I've seen other people get Skull Flame Shields, get the Beguiler's robes, like everything else I've seen, but I've never ever seen Silver Blade. So really kind of cool, honestly. And like I said, I don't really want to go over the greens just because like they're all very generic. I kind of kept anything that was between like 800 gold up to like 1500 gold and above. They just kind of, they're items that maybe are worth it on the auction house to sell. I'll probably go through them once more and see. But yeah, so the big thing here obviously are all of these items in this bag here. Just crazy, especially like, oh man, I'm really excited for the Silver Blade. But Beguiler's robes too, I am very shocked that I got 2 of them. Just absolutely crazy. So something kind of cool, since the last time I made one of these, a new add-on called Worth It has come out. So very cool. I already did my bag value here, but we can click it again and it will show you right here. It's just going off of, I think, everything uncommon and above. So I have an inventory value of 721,000 gold. That is insane. That's basically so 72,000 per hour. But Scarlet Monastery only takes about half hour to run. So if you, unfortunately, you can't really do back-to-back Scarlet Monastery because you can only do 10 runs in an hour. But every half hour, making 72k for me is fantastic. Now, I only did talk about the greens and the blues and epics, but I did actually get a ton of cloth too, and I kept it all in my guild bank. And I can show you real quick, but I did do I added up my numbers here. But here, if we go here, I actually ended up getting 5,800 silk cloth. I got almost 900 wool cloth here, and then of course just the tiniest bit of mage weave. But right now with Relic of the Past, all of these cloth, like all of the cloth has gone really up, like it's skyrocketed in price. So before, like I used to be, like silk cloth was completely worthless on my server. Like you see here, like I've sold like some as low as 3 silver, but that was back before Relic of the Past came out. Like, so now people are trying to stockpile all of this cloth. So now it's up to 1 gold, 50 silver on my server. So that's a lot of gold that I'm going to make just from the silk cloth as well. So really excited about that. So overall, really had a good time in Scarlet Monastery this time around. Now I don't think if I went and did this again and did another 100 runs, I'm not sure that I would be as lucky as I was this go around. Like I think honestly the 2 Beguiler's robes, like that helped me out a ton. Like if I didn't have those 2, then it wouldn't be, like it would be 50,000 per hour versus 72, right? Like they make such a huge difference. Or like my Stealth Blade here, my Silver Blade, like made such a huge difference. So it really, like one item can make or break whether or not it's worth it for you. So Scarlet Monastery, like I said, really not good on greens. So I guess you kind of have to go in there hoping for something really good as opposed to maybe looking to stockpile your inventory for transmog purposes. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this 100 runs video. I do have a couple more that I made in the past. I'm hoping to get back into them. I've really been enjoying all of my other series, but I wanted to do this because I'm streaming them anyway, so might as well see what we get for 100 runs here. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not done so already and you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.